And don't forget, I'm also recording these stills. You better watch what you're saying.
Is it recording our voice right now?
Yes.
Wait, what are you recording?
Everything that makes
The screen and the sound.
Did you catch anything
On the
weird
screen
yesterday?
taking our
Yeah.
voices into?
Well, no, but my
You
phone.
catch any weird?
I said this yesterday. The phone's my microphone.
That's
why it's on the corner right here.
Did you catch anything weird?
Well, I didn't look. You're listening to
Like
it like
alien, like ghost
like the whole
voices?
thing.
Did you catch a ghost?
No.
Did you listen to like a demon?
Well, I mean, I did see your grades too right down there. See where you
Oh, that's pretty scary.
Oh.
I mean, not hear
All right, let's get started. All right, so we are gonna graph these. These ones were pretty easy. We didn't have to solve anything for them. So for our first one, all we need to do is actually start putting our graph on here. So as we go through here, Jay, start us off. Hey, hush, we're getting started. Take your headphones out.
Watch out, white girl squirt.
Greg, Little, headphones out.
I'm not watching
Now,
it.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Just take your headphones out. We're getting started. Headphones out.
He's watching the Black Avengers, the Avengers by R.D.
Yeah.
I don't care. Put them. Take your headphones out. We're getting started.
I'm really scared.
You can watch
for your
later.
throat.
All right.
You guys.
Come on. You don't want to get your first strike right like first 5 minutes of class, do you?
Ashley, put that finger down.
Okay.
It's been 9 minutes.
All right, Jace, get us started. What's going to be this number in the middle right here?
4,
What am I going to have on the left side?
3.
And 5. We got to be careful because negatives are a little weird. All right. So I'm going to make my number here at 4. Magi, am I going to fill it in?
No,
No, because
because it doesn't have a line under the
Yep.
alligator mouth.
it doesn't have the or equals to line.
Yeah.
All right, and then I'm going to make my arrow Kinsey. Which way is my arrow going to go?
Left.
It's going to go left because it's everything less than 4. That's it. All right, let's keep going. We'll do our second graph right here.
What the fuck?
All right, Lillian, what number is going to be right in the middle on my number line?
-2.
Okay, what's going to be left with negative 2?
-1. You sure left? -1.
Negative 3 is left. And negative 1 is on the right. All right. I'm going to put my circle here at negative 2. And Gabe, am I going to fill it in?
Yes.
Because?
It has the line
Yep.
equal.
It's got the or equal to line. And Ruben, which way is my arrow going to go?
Right.
It's going to the right.
Why does it go right?
Because its x is greater than negative 2. Which side of the number is bigger than negative 2? So, it's a little backwards because of negatives, but negative 1 is actually bigger than negative 2. Think of it like money. Would you rather have negative $1 or negative $2? Negative 1, because that's more, right? You lose it, but it's still more than that. That's the same thing. Alright, so we have our two graphs up here. Today's lesson is going to be pretty similar to yesterday's, except yesterday was all addition, subtraction. Today's multiplying and dividing. So it'll actually be pretty quick. We just have one kind of sneaky thing to watch out for when we do these. So we are going to start off by solving x divided by 3 is less than negative 2. So we're going to solve it for x, and we're basically going to treat the less than like an equal sign. There's just one thing we're going to have to watch out for. It's not on this problem. So if I was going to solve for this x right here, Luis, how do I get rid of that? Divide by 3. Yep, we're going to times it by 3. And just like regular, we're going to times by 3 on the left and on the right. When I times by 3, the 3's cancel out. I got this x still. I have less than. When I have negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. After I've done all that,
Easy now.
Ew.
What a nasty.
That's a little creepy.
Ew.
Nasty. It is Halloween.
Hey.
Alright, so all I need to do is graph this
You
now.
scare people with
We did
that?
these yesterday, so I'm not going to spend a ton of time on it. I got negative 6 in the middle. Moses, help me out. What's going to be right here in this number line?
Negative 5.
Negative 5. Way to remember the negatives are backwards. Then I got negative 6.
Yeah.
Negative, that's a terrible 7.
What is that?
That's a paper. Silly.
Try that again. And then we got negative 7. Alright, so I'm going to make my circle here at negative 6. And then, Alizea, am I going to fill in my circle?
No.
Nope. And And then, Ivory, which way is my arrow going to go?
Left.
Left. It's going off to the left. Yep. Alright, so when we divide or multiply, it's basically the same, but this is where the sneaky part comes in. So I have negative 3x is greater than 6. And let me just write it so it's a little bit bigger. I have negative 3x is greater than 6. Alright, if I'm going to solve for this, Greg, what would I do to solve?
Divide by -3.
We're going to divide by a negative 3, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm going to divide it by negative 3. I get an x. 6 divided by negative 3 is negative 2, right?
Yes.
So this is where it gets a little sneaky. When we divided by a negative, this was a positive 6, right? What happened with the sign when I divided by that negative?
Became a negative.
Turned into a negative, right? It changed into the opposite sign. Positive went to a negative. Well, when we have inequalities and we divide by negatives, we have to do the opposite of also the inequality in the middle. So, just like this positive turned to a negative, when I divide by a negative, my inequality flips around. And it's pointing the other way.
Multiplying is the same, right?
Same thing when we multiply, you know. So whenever you multiply or divide by the negative, now my answer can be negative. It's only when this piece right here that we're doing the opposite of. When that is negative, then we have to flip the inequality. Because multiplying or dividing by a negative says do the opposite. So this plus 6 changed to a negative for my final answer. And the opposite of this greater than is less than. So you gotta flip the sign in the middle. So when I graph this, I'm gonna have negative 2, negative 1, negative 3. I'm gonna make my circle. My arrow is really going to be pointing to the right, not to the left. Or no, I looked at the wrong. No, I'm wrong. Hang on. I got it. Redo. It's going left. I looked at the wrong side. Going to the left, not the right. That's that one up. There we go. My arrow is going left, based on this one right here. That was my bad. Sorry. So I get x is less than negative 2 because my sign in the middle flipped. So you gotta watch out for those ones like that. And that's the only time the sign in the middle flips unless you're putting your variable on the left side. So we might actually get into some double flips.
Train can do it.
You'll see. Alright, so I have negative 4y is less than or equal to 3. So if I'm going to solve this, I'm going to divide by negative 4. Divide by negative 4. And I get y is less than or equal to, oh, no. I divided by the negative. I'm having a rough time today. Alright, I get y, I divided by the negative, right? Which means I need to flip my sign. And then 3 divided by negative 4, decimals are fine for this. Negative 0.75. Negative 0.75. And when we graph this, we can do it a couple different ways. I'm just going to make it easy and say I'm going to have negative 0.75 and I'm going to have negative 0.74 right there and negative 0.76. So all I did, even though it's a decimal, I'm still going to treat it basically the same way. Go just a little bit bigger and a little bit lower. That's fine. And I'm going to make my circle. I'm going to fill it in because I have the or equals to. So I'm starting out at exactly negative 0.75. And my arrow is going right this time. It's a terrible arrow, but I don't care. I'm just going to roll with it. Did you there, Ivan?
Is that how you make your sentence?
No. Not accelerator.
You guys okay with that?
Sorry.
Alright, so we're actually going to get into some random ones. So, let me change this around. So, for these random ones, they are in-class problems, so do it on your own paper. And we are going to just do,
Let me see.
yeah. So whenever you got space on your own paper, answer this. Then check with your partner
It's a T.
and see if you get the same answer, and we'll do it together. Alright. You will almost always get decimals, but on this one we actually get lucky and they're not decimals. So solve this and graph it. Solve it and graph it. This one right here. Because those are just placeholders. Because I haven't gotten random numbers yet. Wherever you have space for it. So like someplace on the back, just do these on the back.
There's no variable. I mean,
X times 4 is less than or equal to negative 4?
I mean, there's no like a.
Do we divide by 4?
Maybe. I don't know. How do you solve the rest?
I don't know. That's not my fault.
What do you think?
Go for it.
Where'd that X go?
Oh.
Negative 4.
No, it's X times 4. What did Ruby still working? What did Louie get?
So is it for X?
I'm gonna tell you now before they
Work on your problem, library, sit.
Because when you divide it, you have to switch the arrow one. Yeah, but it's a negative. Oh, wait.
So when you divide by
Can we put X? Can we put X in here together?
Like this?
Yeah.
Yes. You can do that.
Wait. But there's a negative on top. So you would still switch?
Are you dividing by a negative?
Yes.
No.
So when do you flip?
You don't. You just.
Good question. See how you pay attention. You can go over it here in a second.
I was even paying attention and I got this one.
Divide by a negative? You divide by a negative?
We don't flip it. How much?
What?
We don't flip it.
Flip one. Did you divide by a negative?
Play some games.
Stays like normal. Actually stays normal. All right, let's go over this and let me think. I think we are on Beto. How am I going to solve this, Beto? We're going to divide it by 4 on both sides.
X is equal to or negative or equal to or less than negative 1.
-1, yep. So on this one, Adelia, is my sign going to flip?
No, because it's underlined. Right?
What? No. Ashley, can you help her out there?
If you fill it in or not.
Yeah.
That's not what I meant. Ashley, can you help her out?
Can you help that young man, please?
I think we're gonna have to split them up. That's the only two events. All right, Kinsey, is our sign gonna flip?
No,
Why not?
because you only flip it when it's a negative number. You're divided by a negative
Yes,
number.
we're divided by +4. That's fine. Nothing changes. So my sign stays the same. So x is less than or equal to -1. So when I graph it real quick, -1, 0, -2, I make my circle. All right, now Adelia, how am I gonna fill in my circle?
Yes.
Because.
Yes.
Yes, because yes. Why? Why are we filling in our circle?
Because it's underlined.
Because we got the or equal to underline. All right, there we go. And then my arrow is going which way, Ashlyn?
What?
Which way is my arrow gonna go? Left or right? This way?
Wait, right.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Which way is my left?
Oh my god.
This way.
Fucking
Do you mean what's left?
That was on the tape, Louise.
Oh,
I'm not just eating
that's
whatever
left.
That was on
Left
tape,
is this
please.
way.
I'm glad.
you're doing it.
Oh yeah, I got that one
apologize.
right.
Okay, point at me.
For me.
I'll just say I'm sorry. I won't do it again on your phone.
What?
Say you're sorry, Louise.
I'm sorry. I won't do it
What'd
again.
you do?
He said the F word.
All right. All right. So let's do another random one. Let's mix it up a little bit.
Fun to play who I can play with.
Stop looking at me.
I can't do that.
No, Mr. Goki.
I Either one of those.
Why do I have the best of
Alright, new problem. So, just wherever you have space somewhere, put it on there, and this will be a decimal. Actually, no, I was wrong. This will not be a decimal.
We put x over -5.
Yep, that worked.
Sorry, Mr. Gonki's recording video thing.
Do what?
I said it because
What did I do?
said a dumb question.
You're not.
Alright, so wherever you have space, do this one, like someplace on the back, doesn't really matter where, as long as you got it.
X divided by negative.
So if you divide by, that's negative on bottom.
Come on, Luis, one. What you want? Sorry, Mr. Gonki, I didn't mean to.
I know. So just apologize. Don't do it again.
It slipped out.
I know.
That was pretty dumb.
That's why I said just apologize. Don't do it again. You're fine.
That was like a kindergarten question.
Alright, give you another 30 seconds, and then...
We don't know done.
I'm confused. You know me, right?
That's an x divided by -5. That's x divided by
Easy now.
Stop touching me.
Going to the right.
It's like...
Yeah. I said squeeze up left.
You did -5 times x.
Because
X divided by
-5.
That's gonna be like question of you. Do you get this?
Or that's the other one.
Easy now, so it's times 5. There you go.
Is it right versus
Times -5? Yeah.
and multiplying or dividing by negative?
So when it's like x equals like negative 3, that means you have to flip it. So it's like positive 30.
No. Greater than or equal to. Greater
I don't get it. We should do a full. I didn't think that's what I was trying to talk to you.
Next year. Next period. Yours is
I said earlier today.
I'll turn it after school.
Alright, so let's get started on this one. So I'm gonna pick somebody random. Get my random numbers going.
Hey, why are you? I'm seeing you with your mask on.
Alright. Alzea, what am I gonna do to solve this one?
That mask before you go to bed.
Divide by -5.
Aren't we already dividing by -5?
Oh.
So what's the opposite of that?
Why do you wear
So we're gonna multiply by -5 on both sides. Alright. So I'm gonna multiply by -5 on both sides. I'm gonna get an x. I'm gonna get a -30 over here. And on this one, help me out. Not. I got you like 4 times in a row, I was saying. Gabe, is my sign gonna flip?
No. Oh yeah, you said the sign. I forgot to say that. Oh yeah.
Yeah, because why is it gonna flip?
Because
You multiplied by the negative,
Chase.
so it's gonna flip around.
Shut up, didn't get this yesterday.
So I'm gonna have -30,
Yeah, but yes you.
-29,
I wasn't.
-31. Hush, Gabe, give him a break. Luis, Gabe, shush.
I know what you don't.
All right, so I'm gonna make my circle. I'm gonna fill it in, and then to help me out for the last part, Kinsey, which way is my arrow gonna go?
Gotta go right.
That was very enthusiastic. I appreciate that. All right, we're gonna do one more, I think. One more. Yeah, we got time.
What the hell? What?
Hey, what'd you say, Jace?
Jace!
What the heck? What?
That's dumb.
That actually isn't that bad either way. So as long as it started with an H, not an F.
He's recording.
Grandpa.
All right, let's flip this around a little bit.
Another one, Mr. Goldie?
Yep, another one.
Mr. Goldie, another
Let's do
one?
this. Let's do this one.
Oh no.
Alright. So this one's gonna be a little different. This one's gonna be kind of double sneaky. Alright. New problem. This one's gonna be a little different. I want you to try it on your own first. Then I'm gonna go over it.
Oh my gosh.
Mr. Goldie?
Yeah.
There's a multiplication and division. You have to do them both at once.
It's not multiplication, it's an
Alright,
X.
let me
It's a variable.
rewrite it so it looks a little nicer for you.
Yeah, please.
This would really look like that. Really looks like that.
Yeah,
There you go. Yeah. It's hard to do that in this program, so that's why.
What in the world?
This one's gonna be a little weird. So we'll see how you do. Then we're gonna go over this one together.
So no matter what, I want you to move it.
Music during my lesson.
Never.
Paused. It is. It is paused. It is paused.
No.
It is paused.
I'll take them out. I don't like it. No, take off your headphone. I'll cut those off.
Boom! It's going to be like.
Bro,
Yeah.
What'd you mean? Oh no.
I got that.
He's one
What time is it?
Oh no.
So, doesn't it flip once we
What'd you
multiply
get?
by the
Mine's probably wrong. That's what I got.
No. Nice. It's dividing by negative 4, right? So to solve it, you just multiply by negative 4.
Is it going to the right or the left?
Good question. What are you talking about? I don't know. We'll see in a minute.
5 times 4.
Is it negative or positive?
Oh.
All right, let's go over this one.
The open circle to the right.
Let's go over this one. This one's kind of a sneaky.
Oh, that's right.
I didn't get it.
All right. So if I am gonna solve this one, Magi, what do I do?
First, you want to get rid of that 4 there by multiplying by 4.
Perfect. We're gonna multiply by negative 4 on both sides.
Then you want to.
All right. Let's take it a step at a time.
Let's take a step.
Step at a time. All right. I get a negative 20, right?
Yeah.
And then I have an x here. What's gonna happen with my sign?
Then you want to switch the sign there.
The sign flipped, right? I multiply by negative 4.
What?
All right.
Oh,
But
crap. I did the problem wrong.
when we go to graph these, what do I want with my variable when I graph these?
X on the left side.
We always want our x on the left side when we do these. Is there x on the left side?
Oh my.
No, so we gotta put it on the left side. So I'm gonna have x, negative 20, and what's gonna happen with the sign?
It's gonna stay. No, it's gonna.
What did it point? What was it pointing to right here?
What?
What was this inequality pointing to on this line right here? The negative 20, right? That means when I flip my x, it's still gonna point to the negative 20.
Oh, I knew it.
What?
Wait, what?
Mhm. So this one is like an extra sneaky one.
Yeah, it's
It
going back and
flipped
forth.
twice. This was a double flip.
Sneak up on me, man.
This was a double flip. It
You got it right.
flipped when I multiplied by negative 4.
Calculate the.
You got that right.
And it flipped when I flipped my x on the left side. This flipped twice, which is fine. It's like a double sneaky. It's a double flip.
Yeah. You had it erased. You had it right the first time.
Mr. Coffee, I have got every single one wrong.
That's why we're not taking a test tomorrow, days.
Yeah, I would have failed. FAILDED.
Alright, so on this one, my arrow is actually going right. This flipped twice. This one was extra sneaky. Had the double flip.
Oh.
The dirty double flip.
Oh. Can you do a double flip? After you dirty go keep.
Is that sneaky? Yeah. Yes, it does.
Trent can do
I don't clean flips like that.
flip front, flip back.
Alright, so watch out for these ones. Let's do, you know what, let's do one more like this. We're gonna do one last one.
Are you kidding? You said that last time.
Well, then everybody got it wrong.
I don't even have room.
I didn't get it wrong.
No, I'm not.
Okay, I don't have any.
Another one, Mr.
Yes, last one. Probably.
We're not doing it.
Okay.
You said that last time. Which one?
Alright, last problem for sure this time. For realsies.
Whoa, for realsies?
For realsies.
Or Taiwan.
Okay.
Right small. Right small movies. Think like
Why did I have to flip it over?
I was gonna tell you to think like Chandler, but I don't know if you know this. Yeah.
Mountain Committee.
You see how tiny he writes?
Mr.
The guy's like
Goldie.
6'3". He writes. He was writing this.
Jesus.
Jesus.
He's really that small. That's how small he writes. That's how small he writes. It's crazy. He's 6'3" and he writes has the smallest handwriting I've ever seen.
Who?
Chandler.
Chandler's not.
I like
6'3".
Chandler.
Chandler's
He's
5
like
inches
6
tall.
or something. No, he's over 6.
He's 6'8".
He's
He's like
like
6.
6'8".
He's like 6.
Yeah, he's 6'8".
He's like 10
Anyway,
inches.
he's really tall, but he has like my song.
He's
He's
like
like
6'9".
He's
Weird.
weird.
He's like
That's
6'6".
right.
He's pretty high up.
Hurry up and get done.
He's not 6'10".
He doesn't keep
6'8".
himself.
Yeah, he's 6'8". He's pretty close.
Mr. Goki, this is a decimal. Like
Almost,
really,
almost
really
done.
long decimal.
Yeah, this one's gonna be decimal.
No way.
Yes, one more time.
I wasn't even doing it.
Yes.
I can't hold it for 10 minutes, Mr. Goki. About
Oh,
to
yeah.
Yes, you can, Major. You got it.
You
Do it on the
Star
board.
Wars stream.
What the?
Oh, we're supposed to do this one. I'll do the extra ticket. Mr.
Can I,
Goki,
can I
I'm
have
back
the
in my room.
little,
Impossible.
little
You
cup?
Star Wars stream.
I guess.
I don't want to watch
Start for stream.
I have to go faster.
it. Does it work?
No. You just gotta get the pin up top. I forgot to get that for you.
Another double flip. Whoa.
Maybe. Alright, so Kinsey's gonna do this one on the board
Hold
for
on,
us.
hold on, hold on, hold on.
So if you're still working on it, keep working on it.
No,
And then check your answer with Kinsey.
Hey, she's got good handwriting. I got really good handwriting too.
So you
Shut
got
up,
a smiley
better than
face.
yours.
So what I get when I get that guy?
And don't trade your negative on those sixes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so we gotta divide by negative 6. And we get negative 0.83.
What?
And we have our sign flipped because we divided by negative 6. But then our variable was not on the left, so we gotta flip it a second time. This was another double flip.
See, I knew it was another double
So it
flip.
just
Double
stays
flip.
right. It stays right.
So it's really gonna say the same
Is there any
direction.
such thing as a triple flip?
So it really doesn't
I
matter
can't
if you
even-
flip.
Everything's possible.
Can't see.
I can't even.
Yeah, it matters. This is a double flip.
So it doesn't matter if it flips, huh? Pretty much stays.
Hands are sweaty.
What if it goes?
Oh yeah, it's gonna go back to normal, but I mean, it flipped twice.
You've got
Hands
stronger.
are sweaty. Seems like you got stronger, I suppose.
Alright, so finish it off, Kinsey.
I'll beat up your friends.
We got our number line going, and my arrow is really going to the right.
Mr. Goki, I did it right this time.
Alright, that's it. Got that blue calculator problem. That is it. So, do your exit ticket. You are going to answer it in Socrative in just a minute.
How am I supposed to?
Yeah. Maybe I'll make it evens or something if you guys are nice.
I'll be nice.
Be nice. And I will put your homework on Google Classroom in just a minute.
Or can't you make it like 20 to 30?
So can we listen to music now?